One never tires of seeing the pleasure craft out along Lake Washington's log boom. This is the Stan Sayers Pits. And if you're just joining us just after 1 o'clock on this Sunday afternoon, well, first of all, you've missed an awful lot of great racing action. You've also missed some great stories from Seafair Sunday, the 60th annual boat race here, the boat regatta on the shores of Lake Washington. We'll get to the finals coming up in just a bit, as we've had a lot of racing already today. And there you see, coming our way here ever so shortly, is a Boeing VFA Strike Fighter Squadron Super Hornet F18F at Boeing Field. Rolling now. Two-seater, two pilots, or pilot co-pilot. We'll have wheels up as we speak. And that FA-18 is going to be overhead for us in just a couple of minutes. We've just been watching the Grumman F8 Bearcat as part of the air show here at Seafair, the Boeing air show. And we're joined now by Lieutenant John Vaughn, who comes to us to talk about that FA-18 Hornet that's on its way over here. Lieutenant, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
Give us an idea, before the jet gets here, just the general parameters. Tell us about this fighter aircraft, what it can do, what it's used for.
It's used for multi-role strike and air-to-air combat, so we can pretty much do everything in the Navy with this aircraft, including refueling other aircraft.
Where are you based?
NAS Lemoore in California, Central California.
So this jet is coming up here from California?
It sure is. We're all full-time instructors down there. We come up here and do this on the side.
On the side?
On the
You're
side.
not busy enough, are you?
Right.
Well, there it is right there. As a matter of fact, the profile of it looks very similar to the Blue Angels, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, it's actually the newer generation of the F-18, so it's just like the one they fly, only a little bigger and a little better.
Oh, really? Would you say that to one of the Navy pilots?
Maybe not.
Give us an idea of what you can do in this aircraft as we see it heading out to center point here over Lake Washington.
Well, you'll see him go to about 4 miles away, and then he'll accelerate to about 700 miles an hour as he comes towards show center here. And you'll see the Mach cone build on the aircraft's wings, hopefully, because we've got that humidity in the air today.
All right, Mach cone. You'll have, for those of us who are civilians, you'll have to explain that a little bit.
Well, he's going to be going just under the speed of sound, so as he approaches the sound barrier, you're going to see the airflow on the wing.
That's that sort of cloud that appears around the back half of the jet, right?
Yeah, it sure is.
Wow. But you can't, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't go Mach 1. In other words, you can't break the sound barrier here, right?
No, that would be bad.
That would be bad for Windows.
Especially for the Navy.
Oh, you don't want to do that. All right, so here we see, in fact, I think I can already see a little bit of that fog or that cloud around the wings. How long do you prepare for a demonstration like this? How many hours of training, how many hours of practice for you and the pilots?
It's a lot of time in the simulators and a lot of time practicing at the field before we go out and do an actual show.
We know that the Blue Angels come a couple of days in advance, and as they prepare for their show, they have their map. They have landmarks. They find their spots where they regroup, all those sorts of things. Do you do the same thing here?
Yeah, we sure do. We do a practice on Friday so that we can kind of get the lay of the land, know where everything is, and then when we come in and do the show, we feel a lot more comfortable with it because we've seen it once already during the practice.
Do you do air shows like we have here at Seafair over a lake with boats out on the water?
No, this is pretty unique. This is the only one that we'll do like this year over the water. Normally they're at airfields or military bases. And
give us an idea, how many air shows a year? How busy are you guys?
We do about 6 to 7 per demo crew, and like I said, we're instructors, so this is essentially a part-time job for us. So each demo crew will do about 7 air shows.
So if you weren't sitting up here with me, or maybe the next time around, you'll be up flying the jet?
I flew yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
Right here?
I flew, yep.
So you were the one we saw with that cloud, and it was very cloudy yesterday. I'm surprised you had enough visual to find your way around here.
Yep, we had the minimum that was required to do our flat show, which is, I think, the show that he's going to be doing again today.
All right, tell us who the pilot is.
Lieutenant Scott Coach, and he's from Southern California.
All right, so he's going to be coming in here at close to 700 miles an hour, right?
He is, and he's got Lieutenant Nick Wood.
There's that.
Systems officer. There's the cone I was talking about.
Now, the parlance, and I have done a number of the Blue Angels demonstrations with their explainer before. That is almost like an inside radius turn there that you're performing.
Yeah, it sure is, but he's going so fast that the turn radius is actually bigger than it could be. So this next maneuver that's coming up for the minimum radius turn demonstration is going to show you how tight the turn radius can be when he's going a little bit slower.
And this is one of those that, as I remember, having flown with these guys a number of years ago, you can pull some G's on this particular.
You sure can. He's going to be pulling about 7.5 G's throughout this entire turn after he starts.
Do you guys wear pressure suits in this jet?
We do.
You do. So there's a good look coming right into your living room at an F-18F Superhornet, the newest generation of this jet.
See, as you look at the tail, he's got both afterburners lit.
And as with many of the demonstrations that we see in air shows, tell me about that.
That's a vertical tail stand, and again, that shows you how tight this jet can turn when it's going the right airspeed.
At that seemingly slow speed.
Yeah, the jet has a couple flight control computers, so they really help out with the controllability of the aircraft. It makes it nice and easy for the pilot to fly these maneuvers.
As I was about to say a moment ago before I stopped in my tracks to see that tail, or that jet standing on its tail, the maneuvers that you perform here, they're very much the same maneuvers you might perform if you're on duty, let's say flying over the Pacific, or as we have seen here in the recent years in the Middle East.
They are. That's why we call it a tactical demonstration. We like to show what the aircraft's capable of in the combat arena.
Well, this has been I know the demonstration is going to continue. We're going to have to move on as we have some other things we need to get to. But it's just terrific, and it's again Boeing, and it's part of the Seafair Air Show, brought to you by Boeing. Again, Lieutenant John Vaughn, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
And as this Super Hornet F-18F continues the demonstration, and there you see that cloud around the tail, scorching through here at better than 700 miles an hour. We're, I believe, going down to the awards ceremonies. Am I right? Let's go down to the awards for the heats of the Unlimiteds.